Hi, hello. How are you guys doing? I just wanted to kind of talk about life. I'm like sitting by myself at 4 a.m. at night. Well, I guess it's morning now, but I just I've been thinking about stuff. And I don't know. It's just one of those videos where I'm just gonna talk about how I've been feeling, and it's not scripted or anything. It's just literally free free form. I don't know what do you call it, but I'm just going to be talking about my feelings. Sleep deprived, not exactly the best state right now, but yeah. I don't know. I've just been feeling like kind of lonely, and it's just one of those times when I just feel like I'm not really going out these days. I'm a university student, but I'm not exactly going out because it's the holidays now, and I don't really have anyone to kind of spend the holiday with. And I know it's like Christmas and stuff, and I do hang out with my family here and there, but I'm talking right now about friendships. I just didn't get the chance to make friends in uni when I was there. I would get carried away with working or studying or just generally life, and when I focus on those things, I tend to kind of lose track of friendships I have, and then I end up in a state like this. And honestly, it does kind of feel like everybody has their friends, and everybody kind of has people to hang out with in the holidays, and I just feel like I don't, which is quite sad. I'm not gonna lie, because the holidays are meant to be, spent with someone, not necessarily like all the time alone, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's just how I feel. And if I'm honestly speaking, I just don't feel like it's really good to spend this much time alone as well. Like in the beginning, it's like, yeah, it's nice and chill and like everything's fine, but you kind of keep staying alone and you kind of get used to it. And sometimes, to me at least, loneliness hits kind of bad. I just don't really know what to do, and I've been thinking about what to do. And I did try in university to try to make friends. I tried to make friends in uni by joining clubs. I tried different things, like try to be outgoing, try to be more reaching out to other people, try to do different things, right? And it just didn't really work out the way that I wanted it to work out. And I don't know, for some reason I feel like I do have some problems of my own, where I do feel like sometimes I'm a little bit clingy, and I'm just, like not really spending my time alone as well as I want to, if that makes sense. I am clingy when I try to hang out with people, I feel like. And I feel like that kind of turns people off and makes them feel like, oh, like this person's trying to get something from me. Even if that ulterior motive, which is in my case, like just trying to connect with people, trying to feel an emotional connection, it might make them uncomfortable, and I understand that. I've I've been thinking about and reflecting about it a lot, and I come to understand that, a lot of people just seem to feel uncomfortable when I try to like approach them a little too hard at the beginning. And I made my mistakes with like emotionally dumping on the other person about stuff because I thought that was a way to get close to people. And if you couldn't tell, I really don't have any idea how to make friends. And I'm trying my best and I'm trying hard. But honestly, it is pretty difficult. And I've been learning from my own kind of mistakes, right? Like, just been learning after one failure after another, trying to do my best. And I am trying really hard to approach stuff with like a blank canvas where, I don't make other people uncomfortable by making them think I might have ulterior motives. And, I want to try that out. I think when I grew up, I was never really around a lot of kids my age. And I had, a couple of not the most best experiences with making friends. And sometimes that really kind of holds me back from just normal interactions. And it's kind of sad, but it is what it is, I try to do my best to deal with it. Try to do my best to move on and try to do my best to just make friends as I go. Yeah. But it really is difficult. It really is difficult. I try to... I don't know. Hold on. It's a little too difficult to kind of focus while I'm like doing other stuff on Minecraft. I don't know how other people do it. They do it pretty well. I've saw some videos where people do that and they do it pretty well. I don't know if I'm doing a good job. I like to think I am, and I hope whoever's listening is enjoying. I want to record it over and I want to start over, but I'm just going to let it be. I'm just going to let it be, and I'm just going to let it flow. No, I'm just going to have faith. Another thing I noticed is that, look, I live far away from friends that I have made, right? And I live, because the university I'm attending to is like pretty far away from like my friends that I used to have. And so I don't really get to hang out with them that much. And so it's only it makes sense that for me to make friends here where I am. And that's been the difficult part. And, trying to kind of make new friends, but then feeling like whenever I call them up or like try to talk with them or hang out with them, sometimes I do talk about my issues of feeling lonely or like feeling quite upset with my circumstances. Just sharing them with my feelings kind of makes me sometimes feel like a burden. And sometimes I feel like maybe they don't really want to hear what I have to say. Or more so than that, it's like maybe they feel uncomfortable with me kind of talking about my feelings so much. And so I've kind of closed off on them, and I don't really talk with them that much about these things anymore. I just try to like see what I can do, to like cope with it by myself, because I don't want to burden them. And sometimes I still feel like I do, And it's just one of those times where I learn my lesson to not depend on people for those type of things too much. And try to find my own ways to kind of cope with it. But yeah, it's quite difficult. I'm not gonna lie. Seems like we have enough iron. I have my full iron gear. Just gonna go over here and see if there's anything new to explore. I remember this one time where there was this guy in tennis club that I joined, and he was a senior of mine, so he was like a few years older than me. I make it sound like he's a grandpa or something. He was not. He was just a few years older than me. So, and in this volleyball club, he was part of this group that I used to hang out with, and I used to really like volleyball club in high school. In university. So, I would try to see if I could hang out and then like have fun with them as well, and I did. I did have fun and stuff, but at one point he just didn't seem to like me that much. I don't know exactly why, but he just didn't seem to be fond of me. And this one time we were just practicing and just like warming up for just a practice game, and he gave me a compliment which I heard, but I was just feeling socially awkward to respond. And then he threw the volleyball at my head, and I was like, I know this guy just didn't throw a volleyball at my head. I don't know. I was just a little flabbergasted. I was like, what? It can't be. It must have been an accident. So I just stayed quiet. I didn't really mind it. And he threw it again. And I was like, what? Why is he throwing a volleyball in my head? And I just stopped talking to him afterwards. I was kind of uncomfortable around him because he was like, but and then he told me that he threw the volleyball at me because he was giving me a compliment, but I didn't respond, and he wanted to get my attention by throwing a volleyball in my head, which was kind of it's just mean. I don't know. It was just a mean interaction, and that was my first year of uni. And I don't know. Moments like those kind of discourages me sometimes. And I feel like I'm already socially kind of feeling nervous around people, and I don't know, it's just sometimes when those type of things happen, it feels demoralizing, to say the least. I don't know why I just yapped about that, but it just came to mind, so I just thought maybe it's a good story to tell. I don't know. I think I've been cooped up in my room in my house most of the time, and I don't necessarily go out that much. I mean, I don't have any friends to go out with except my high school friends, so I just don't go out. I don't have any reasons to go out, and it's just yeah. And when I ask other people, it's most of the times they don't really contact me back, if that makes sense. I would ask them out to kind of go out and hang out, and they would just not really. Alright, wait, hold up. I want to see if there's any diamonds here. I can't see without torches. I don't have torches right now. Can't see. Yeah, I was saying that it's really hard to find people who kind of reciprocate the energy. But at the same time, I don't know if I'm going out of my way to kind of meet a lot of people, to kind of find people that kind of get along with me. I don't know. I feel like I just haven't put myself out there, and I feel like I want to. I really want to. And you see, I'm not exactly the type of person who kind of like struggles talking in like general sense, but when it comes to like forming, like becoming closer than just superficial friends, I struggle with that a lot, because I struggle with like, I don't know, navigating through stuff and just finding a way to be authentic without messing up something. It's most of like, sometimes I just don't find people to be, I think the right way to put it is that I don't think I meet people who I kind of get along with that well, I'd say. Which there's nothing wrong about that, but yeah, it's just that we're just different, going into different paths, and we're just not really compatible, if that makes sense. Like, we don't necessarily like have the same classes, we don't have the same kind of goals in life, we don't have the same type of values, and yeah, it's mostly those type of friendships where I like might say the wrong thing, where I'm like might say something that is not really in line with their value. I guess it's not a wrong thing, it's more so like a different thing to what they believe. Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with either me or the other person for just not getting along, or like in terms of like compatibility or stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that, and people can. I think it's good in some ways to be different, to be unique and be different from each other and stuff like that. But sometimes I do kind of want to find, friends who are kind of just a little bit similar, and who I can just get along with, talk about stuff that are similar in interest and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm just keep searching for it. Hopefully I make progress or whatever. And even if I don't, I think that's fine. Like, I'm still going to try next couple of months or years. Keep trying, because unless I try, I don't know. I don't know if there even is. Yeah, I think I'm going to go sleep. Well, I don't know how other people feel, but how do you guys feel about like making friends and stuff like that? Do you guys particularly find it difficult, or do you find it easy, or what have you guys been trying out? I kind of want to know. I don't know, like strangers come into my channel and watch my videos, and sometimes I look at the view count, I'm like, are these people real? Because I don't know, if you're real, yay, that is great. I love that. I just can't fathom that people watch my videos and they actually listen to me talk. Last video, there was like a couple of people who just commented that they like my video, and I was like, oh my god, that's so, nice and sweet. Oh, I feel so nice, right? But also at the same time, I was like, oh my god, people are watching my videos? It's kind of crazy. I don't know. It made it a little bit of an exciting kind of thing to wake up to, like the comments, and I really like the comments. So if you guys have any comments, like put it down, and I'd love to hear what you have to say. Like, I love reading the comments, like even if it's just few. I really like it when I know that people watch the video and thought about stuff of their own and like share it. I love hearing people's like thoughts about stuff. So yeah, if you have any stuff that you want to share, go ahead. But other than that, I think I'm just gonna end the video here. I'll see you in the next one.